y'all? Hey, it's your favorite girl in the world, D Ford, and I am here with the amazing, the ever so talented Miss LATOYA PHELPS-AMOS.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
Good.
Listen, guys, so I don't even know where to start with all the amazing things that she does, but I will sum it up and say awesomeness, right? All things awesome, community activist, just doing such an amazing job in all the things that you do. So before we start the interview, thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being on the forefront. Thank you for the consistency in what you do to make Shreveport and our communities a better place. You were Black History, you know that?
Thank you.
You Black History.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
So thank you for coming to chat with us. Here at Culturally Connected, we're doing 29 days of Black History in Shreveport. Do you have a favorite piece of Shreveport Black History or just a favorite piece of Black History that you like to chat with us about?
I would say my favorite piece of Black History is knowing how many great people came out of Louisiana. So one of my favorite movies that I enjoyed, and it came on Netflix, was Made.
Never heard of it.
You never seen Made?
No.
Okay.
Really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was
Y'all
really
see T
good.
Vocals back there. He don't want to go on an interview, but he talking about it's good. Shouts out to our producer in the
Let
back.
me tell you, so Made was about Madam C.J. Walker.
Ah.
And I'm all for, as you know, women in entrepreneurship
yes.
and about your money, getting your
about the coins.
And it's nothing like a strong, confident woman.
Yeah.
You know, a woman that's able to lead in the front and in the back, right? And so
That's
as
you.
that's me.
That's you.
I get in where I fit in. I get in where I fit in. But when I was watching that movie, I just really got into it and I wanted to know more about her. And so as I started researching, I had no idea her roots started right here in Louisiana, in Monroe.
Stop playing
In Monroe.
I had
Our cousin neighbor, Monroe. Yes.
That might be my cousin for real. My dad people from Monroe.
So, just knowing that,
That's
and
amazing.
there's others. And then to know.
And she's the first female millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Black female millionaire from
Yeah.
Louisiana.
From Louisiana.
Come on here.
From Louisiana.
Wow.
There's so many people that have
Yes.
come just out of this state alone. So when people talk about a melting pot, there's so much to gain.
Big old gumbo,
yes, just that good warm and a little bit of everything, in there. And then to know that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. walked the streets right here.
Yes.
Here. And I would love to just see us really bring that Black rich history to Shreveport. Yes.
And it's funny that you brought up Dr. Martin Luther King and about his stay here in Shreveport. Change gonna come. What's his name? Sam Cooke.
So I have a funny story about that.
Come on,
okay.
here. So, I want to hear your story.
Okay, so my great uncle,
Wow.
James Phelps, he started out as a Christian singer, and then he went on to do blues and all that stuff. But he was in the the Hollywood Rock of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was his best friend. Sam Cooke was his best friend. And my grandmother and my aunts talk about when they were little girls and how Sam Cooke would come and play on the piano and everything. So there's a book that my uncle's manager wrote. My uncle passed away back in, I think that was like 2015-ish. And so Rolling Stones did an article, and I have that article printed at home. And it's in my memory box. But his manager, Michael Hawkins, which y'all probably get to meet him soon. We're trying to get him to Shreveport to do a documentary.
Wow.
He wrote a book before him, and it's called Blackballed. And I'm telling you guys, my family on the Phelps side originated from Keachai, which is DeSoto Parish.
Right.
And so it's just, I learned so much about my family through reading that and seeing what my uncle went through and hearing his struggles and just how he wanted to really pull the family up out the South at that time. Some of the things that he spoke about, it just make your head spin.
Wow.
But he worked with Etta James and just Mahalia Jackson. I mean, some of the greats. And so, but that was his best friend.
Wow.
That was, yes.
And so, and I had no idea of that, guys. When I said you was Black History, I didn't know I was for real. But, and I wanted to bring up Sam Cooke because a lot of people don't know that song that he wrote, A Change Is Gonna Come, I literally listened to that song and I feel like that's his letter to Shreveport. I think that's his love letter to Louisiana, specifically Shreveport, because he was treated so poorly when he was in the city, when he was here.
Yes.
He wrote that they had all sorts of horrible things. They were trying to make him do some, just being horrible, just like they do in the South. And he wrote A Change Gonna Come by the experience that he had in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yes.
And so whenever I get in a funk, whenever I'm upset because we got violence going crazy in the city, or whenever we have these racial tension times that we have, and I could just about imagine how it was for your uncle and for Sam Cooke, because I also didn't realize that Shreveport was the last standing city of the Daughters of Confederacy. Like, so we were like really, really big for the deep in the whole racial tension of it all. So when I think about A Change Gonna Come, it's just like, dang.
Yes. And that song still hits.
It hits so hard. Because now I'm wondering, has the change come?
You know what? I'll say this. This is how I feel. I feel like we know, we recognize, we know what's going on. But I feel like in this season, there is a shift and a transition in 2024.
I agree.
I do.
I agree. A shift for the better.
For the better.
You gotta say
for the
that.
better.
A shift for the better.
We are progressing and moving in a positive direction.
I do agree with that. Have we arrived? No.
No.
We have not arrived, but the train is progressing.
Yes.
I completely agree.
And I think it's because we have got comfortable. Our generation, we have been blessed to sit in some of the seats, that some of our ancestors have not.
We've never been able to.
No, and because we've been able to get certain jobs and this and that and sit in certain rooms, we go, well, okay, it's okay right now. They accept me. But then you turn on the news and you're watching, CNN and all these stories, and you're seeing what they're doing to people of color, to our people.
Right.
So we still have a lot of work to do. And as we know in Shreveport, we got a lot of work to do. Right. And we're going to do that work.
We're going to do the work.
We're going to do the work.
We're
going to do the work.
Do the work.
We're going to educate. And we're not going to win everybody, but we're going to try to get the majority.
That's it.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Because to not do us would be a disgrace.
It is.
It's such a disgrace. And
it is.
This year for voting, they had voting the same day, an election the same day as homecoming and Grambling. I could not get on the road until I went to vote. Because the one thing that kept going on in my mind was there are people who are literally beaten to go vote. There are people who are literally killed to try and go do this. So for me to not do it is an injustice to the people who gave so much for us to be able to do this. So I won't hold much of your time. I know you got to go hit the political scene and so much other amazing things you have going. Any piece of advice, anything you want to leave the people before we wrap up?
Yes. Always be a leader in any room that you're in. It doesn't matter what position you're in. It doesn't matter if you're the janitorial or you the executive. Always reach back. Always be willing to help somebody and share what knowledge you know. We all have something. I always say we all have something to give. We all have something to give. Dorian knows I am running for Democratic Parish Executive Committee for District 10. And I'm so excited about that. I know everybody looks at political races, it's just competition, but you guys don't understand how I felt when I went down to the clerk of court to fill out my paperwork and to get my stuff. I was just like, I get to do this. Yeah. I get to live in a time where I get to do this, and then I get to continue to lead. God has given me these gifts, and I want to be able to share my gifts. So I said, of course I want the seat now, but at the end of the day, what the story that my children are going to be able to say about their mom, an example.
Because you're a piece of history. You are a piece of Black history.
Yes.
So we're going to have to come and sit down and talk about, because I really want to sit down and speak to you, because a lot of people don't know what that seat means.
Oh, yes.
We are only familiar with the mayor, the city council,
school
and
board,
we're only familiar with those
yes.
types of situations. So we definitely have to sit down and chat about that. But guys, again, this is Culturally Connected with 29 Days of Black History in Shreveport. We're sitting with the beautiful Miss LATOYA Amos Phelps. No, Phelps-Amos, I'm sorry. I was trying to get it together. Like, I fixed it, though. I fixed it. Just to hear about your family ties to Black history and your uncle being best friends with Sam Cooke. That is so amazing, guys. We love you. We want you to stay blessed. And don't forget to be a leader no matter what room you're in. Peace. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's your favorite girl in the world, D4.
Man, it's your boy T Vocals, man.
Stay
Stay connected.